Come on, Team Cowboys!
Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I continuously hear about the idea of bringing Deion Sanders to the Dallas Cowboys to be the head coach while also drafting his son, Shedeur Sanders, to play the quarterback position. I've recently done a video on the same topic, but I have to give my raw and uncut on a segment from The Herd a couple days ago. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all. Y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Colin Cowherd.
In my lifetime, I've never seen a conference like the AFC where the 5 best quarterbacks are all in their prime. Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson. So if Dallas, after they lose their next game, they're a 3-8 team. After they lose their next game at Washington, they face the Giants on Thanksgiving. If they lose that game, and I suspect they will, I like the Giants more, even with Tommy DeVito, I don't think Dallas wins another game. Carolina is trying to build a culture, build a staff, build momentum for next year, and find out if Bryce Young is the guy. They're playing for stuff. Dallas is playing for nothing.
You know, Colin, that's a good top 5 quarterbacks in the AFC list. Remember, Lamar Jackson is not 2 quarterbacks. I know he's a beast, but he is not 2 quarterbacks. You named off 4. Let's stick with the 5. But there's a lot of ifs in that opinion. There's a lot of ifs and a lot of assumptions from Colin Cowherd. If the Dallas Cowboys lose to Washington, and to keep it a buck, they probably will, if we lose to Tommy DeVito and the Giants, I wouldn't be so confident in us losing to the Giants, Colin. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this during the Raw and Uncut, Cowboys Nation. But let's go ahead and get into the second clip. In the second clip, Colin tells his audience what the Dallas Cowboys should do. So let's take a listen to that so we can come back and talk about it. Roll a clip.
This roster's bankrupt. Move off Micah, give up 3 picks. If you don't beat the Giants and you got nothing to play for, I'd argue Brian Daboll has something to play for, his job. The weird Giants could run him out of town. But if you go to the end of the Troy Aikman era, after Troy Aikman left and before Tony Romo arrived, what did they do? They went and got Bill Parcells. That's the first thing. Let's go get Bill Parcells. And then they found Tony Romo. But the difference is Tony Romo was undrafted, so he was free for 5 years. Whoever gets this roster, you are handcuffed with Dak's contract. You know, Dak is a $90 million cap hit next year. Now, they'll restructure it. But if you go get Shedeur Sanders, who is a much better prospect than Dak, and Dak, by the way, after his first surgery, lost mobility. What's he going to be after this? Lisa Salter said last night, 8 months. Not back for 8 months. What? $90 million? He's not back in 8 months. The last surgery, he became immobile. He became Kirk Cousins. But he didn't throw as well as Kirk Cousins. What's he after the second surgery? So what if he's upset? Russell Wilson was upset. Russell's happy now. You move Dak, even if you have to pay 80% of his salary. If you hit on a quarterback, if Shedeur Sanders is great, nobody cares.
If. But you talk about move off Micah and give up 3 picks to get Shedeur Sanders? Colin, you must be rolling a joint before you roll the cameras. You got to be out of your damn mind if you think giving up picks for a dominant player is the thing to do. If I get off Micah Parsons, I want picks in return. I'm not giving any picks away. On top of that, you also want me to bench and eventually trade this franchise's quarterback? You talk about Jerry being a wildcat, but you fail to mention how he's always on the wrong side of a deal. You really think that he would negotiate a profitable deal for Dak Prescott? And that's if Dak would agree to the deal. We'll talk about that more during my Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. But jumping into the last clip, Colin continues to try and gaslight Jerry Jones and Cowboys Nation. He also misquotes Dak Prescott, which I feel is pretty important, Cowboys Nation. So let's take a listen to that so we can come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, check out the third clip.
But if you want to sit around and be average, then make average moves. Don't offend anybody. Make Dak happy. But Russell Wilson was pissed when they got rid of him. He's happy now. Send Dak somewhere. Pay most of his salary. Guy's going to get paid. I mean, you saw Dak about 3 weeks ago on the sidelines. Remember what the cameras caught him saying? This team blanking sucks. Those were Dak's words. The camera caught it. Does he really want to be there? If tomorrow you found out Dak went somewhere to an organization that lost a quarterback to injury and had a stacked roster, you think he'd be brokenhearted? He's a pro athlete. I wouldn't blame him. Pro athletes should take care of pro athletes, not worry about the billionaire owner.
All right, Cowboys Nation, we're going to get right into this. Y'all ready for my raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Come on, Colin Cowherd. Dak Prescott did not say that. You're misquoting the man, which is truly important. He didn't say this team effing sucks. He said we effing suck. One thing that you're talking about when you say this team, you're actually talking in third person like it's their problem, not my problem. He said we, as he involved himself. So you might want to say the quote correct, Colin Cowherd, because the way you said it makes Dak Prescott look very disingenuous, and I know that's the job that you're trying to portray. But this damn conversation about Shedeur Sanders is getting real old real quick, Cowboys Nation. It's as if Cowboys Nation is so thirsty for a damn change that they would sip from any cup, just as long as it's not the cup that we've been drinking from. I mean, I get it. I truly do. I truly get it. Mike McCarthy hasn't been able to coach this team to a championship. I get it that Dak Prescott wasn't able to throw this team to a Super Bowl. You change those two individuals, substitute those two individuals for Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders. You really think the problems wouldn't persist? You really think that Deion Sanders has enough bravado to change 35 years of embedded philosophy and core beliefs? That all of a sudden Jerry's gonna relinquish power and control over any part of this organization, especially the players? All because Deion Sanders is coming. All because Deion Sanders' name, right? So let's hypothetically say that he does give it up. You trade off your best weapon on the defensive side of the ball along with a couple first-round picks. No, 3 first-round picks. At the same time, you now have created a quarterback controversy for your coach the first day on the job. He wouldn't be able to just give the offense to his son. Shedeur would have to win that position from Dak Prescott. Then Dak would have to get benched, have to lift his no-trade clause in his contract, pick another team, and get traded. Oh, I forgot that you still have to pay him his guaranteed money from a contract that doesn't even go into effect until you replace him. See, during the offseason, this would have been a viable option. This could have been a viable conversation. You hadn't paid Dak yet. You could have allowed him to play out his final year of his contract and then drafted Shedeur Sanders. But as soon as you paid Dak Prescott, you closed the door on any talks about removing him from this position for another 3 to 4 years. Also, to keep it a buck, no one is doing Deion Sanders any favors by continuing to have this conversation. Sure, it puts Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys in the headlines. It puts Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders' name in the headlines. It also puts the future of the Colorado Buffaloes football program in extreme jeopardy. How many recruits are now second-guessing at either transferring to or deciding to attend Colorado now that Deion Sanders might be leaving? You cannot tell me that you don't have young men out there that are talking about going to Colorado to play football just because of who the head coach is. You take Deion Sanders away from that program might slip into obscurity real quick. Also, I feel Deion Sanders serves a greater purpose coaching at Colorado or coaching in college in general. He gets to have a lasting impression on these kids before they make it to the NFL. He gets to mold them into NFL players, and he gets to mentor them in a way not too many coaches can say that they can do. His coaching style is still respected on the collegiate level. In the NFL, Prime's legacy is respected, but his coaching style, I feel, it would be rejected. Bars. Deion has the opportunity to work with these young men and prepare them for what's to come. He has a chance to be an everlasting impact on a number of young men going into the NFL. That will be bigger than winning a Super Bowl as a head coach in my eyes. To see a number of players that make it to the NFL and help their respected teams win a championship would be greater than myself coaching a Super Bowl. So, if I were the Colorado Buffaloes owners, I would present Deion Sanders with a nice size contract to secure him for the foreseeable future. I would make sure he couldn't leave this program. I would do it now and put everyone's minds at ease and put this whole situation to bed. But as for what Colin's talking about, he's saying take a big swing. He's saying that Jerry has to take big swings. I got that, but you don't want to take stupid swings either, Colin. He is leveraging a lot on Shedeur Sanders. A quarterback, Micah, and 3 first-round draft picks? Colin is saying that this team is bankrupt. With moves like he's suggesting, I think Colin's trying to bankrupt this team. Trying to make it where we can't get Shedeur Sanders any weapons, keeping us in the same spot for Shedeur's rookie season and beyond. So no, they're swings, but they're also dumbass off-the-wall offers. Colin is running with the dumbass off-the-wall offer. So Cowboys Nation, there is no way in hell that I'm trading Micah Parsons as well as giving up draft picks. I want draft picks if I'm going to move off Micah. I might want a player as well, Cowboys Nation. All depends on what a team is offering me. A part of me feels Micah would want to be traded to either the Eagles or the Commanders. I feel that the Washington Commanders would be in a better position to acquire Micah as far as the cap situation is concerned for both teams. I wouldn't trade him within the conference, much less the division. But also, like the brother Rome said, it takes 2 to tango. They gotta want to come to Dallas. Just because the 3 and 4 letter networks say something should happen doesn't mean it's going to happen, Cowboys Nation. Honestly, the Dallas Cowboys do the exact opposite of what they say. They thought that Jerry would fire Big Mike at the end of the season after the Green Bay Packers lost. Nope. They thought that they'd make Dak Prescott play out his contract. Nope. They thought we'd move on Derrick Henry. Nope. They wanted us to move on D-Hop, Adams, or Cooper. Nope. What makes anyone think that this would be the move? That this would be the one that Jerry says yes to? Because it's Deion Sanders? Well, it was Bill Belichick before too. Jerry passed on him as well. Also, y'all don't think that the Las Vegas Raiders wouldn't benefit from having a head coach and a franchise quarterback? That Deion and Shedeur Sanders' bravado wouldn't match the Las Vegas lifestyle better than Dallas? Y'all don't think that Shedeur would want to go to an organization where he could be the face of the team while his dad is the face of the franchise? Raiders ownership would probably gladly give Deion Sanders complete autonomy over player personnel. A hell of a lot more than what Jerry Jones would be willing to do. But I'm sorry, but I can't listen to a person who continuously goes on air and dogs the Dallas Cowboys so that we can completely screw this team over. Everything that Colin Cowherd'S said would put the Dallas Cowboys behind the 8 ball for years to come. He would want us to give up a 2026 and 2027 first-round draft pick. Oh, shoot, I forgot. A 2028 first-round draft pick as well, all for one player. I'm sorry, but that has got to be the dumbest take I have ever heard Colin Cowherd speak. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you feel about what Colin Cowherd had to say? What do you feel about what I had to say? Y'all know what we doing. Let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and share it with whomever you know is a Dallas Cowboy fan. If you are DC for life and really just wish that the Dallas Cowboys, as well as the 3 and 4 letter networks and any Cowboys fan would just move on from this Deion Sanders talk, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or Madden 25 and College Football 25 gameplay. This conversation is getting super old, Dallas Cowboys fans. I wish people would just move on and talk about coaching prospects that are actually going to come to the Dallas Cowboys and not these pie-in-the-sky thoughts. We got some work to do to get this team on the right path. Continuing to fill the clown car with clowns is not the proper path we should be taking. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.